We say, let the girl child go to school. But what happens in instances where she doesn't even get to finish the school? Instances where she was pulled out of school, either because of child marriage or there was no financial capacity by the parents for us to still stay in school. And there are many instances of girls that didn't finish their secondary school education because, or even their primary school education, because of so many other factors that influences them. And even beyond education, there are other factors that influences this theme we're going to be talking about in today's video. So today we're going to be talking about ending girl-child marriage. I'm sure we've all seen the trendy conversation because at this moment I'm loving the campaign, the advocacy, and everybody openly talking about it, like let's end girl-child marriage. But beyond us just bringing education as a solution, we're going to be diving into other matters to let you know that education is just a solution, is not the solution in itself. There are other factors and other things that we can put together to allow us to have better results as regards to this, because we've been hearing conversations about, oh, give the girl child education. When you give her education, she will make better decision for herself. When you give her education, she will know that she's not supposed to do this. But there are other external factors. Her parents are there, the society is there, the policies in place is there, menstrual health, menstrual hygiene. All these are other problems or other root causes that might be a reason why we still keep having girl child marriage. And beyond that, I'll be talking about greed as part of a possible issue, or in some situation where the parents do not even have greed, also as a possible issue in girls still experiencing child marriages. Let's work together in this video. I was only 14 when her parents decided that it is time for her to marry. I'm sure to you, 14 looks like, oh, that girl is still a child. And to somebody else, 14 still seems as if, oh, she's old enough. At least my mom said she was married when she was 13, or I also got married at a very tender age. But that's not the problem. The problem is that while she was trying to give birth to her child a year after being married to an older man who was in her 50s, she died. That's to tell you that Amina is not just 1 in a million person. Amina is literally any girl out there who her parents might coerce her or force her without asking or without her opinion even being asked into a child marriage. And in some situations or in some instances, it's a cultural norm for girls a certain age to be married, especially when they are fresh, when they still feel like, oh, she's still pure, she's still innocent. So before somebody else takes her innocence, or before somebody else takes her virginity, let us quickly grab it. That's a problem. Across Africa, we have been told that the world education is the solution to girl child marriage. Or we say, oh, if we give the girls education, we are helping her to shape her future, we're helping her to make better decisions for her future. Or campaigns such as, oh, she belongs to school, or the school belongs to her, or the school needs her, or several campaigns around things like that. But the truth is, solution isn't the only, education isn't the only solution. Education alone won't save her. It has not been saving her, and it's still not going to save her. I count myself as a privileged person because I believe that the fact that I already have education or I have quality education is a privilege for me. I can make better decisions for myself. Yes, education is a solution, but thank God there were other possible blessings along the way. Things like my parents having better infrastructure, I have a bed for me to sleep on, my parents could pay for my education, I could get quality teachers. When I need cushion effect from friends, family, I had similar and well-thinking like minds with me, in which some girls did not even have that privilege. They don't even have it as a privilege. So it won't, if we don't address this issue properly, poverty, culture, the cultural norm, the religious bias, the gender norms, empowerment, all these things, when we see them as possible symptoms and not just root causes, or not just addressing education alone as a solution, I think we're going to be heading towards a better place. Yes, I understand the fact that education matters, and I'm not undermining the power of education because I am blessed to be educated, or I am privileged to enjoy, the benefits of education. But we know that girls, when they complete school, they are likely not to marry early. They are likely not to be victims of girl-child marriage. They are likely to make better decisions as regards to family planning, as regards to child spacing, as regards to what they want for themselves and for their children. They are better informed to make better decisions along this line. But there are also other gaps. What about girls who can afford to stay in school? What about girls who have issues as regards to menstrual health, menstrual care, poverty, do not have food to eat? I remember a story of a girl who her dad could not pay for education, so she was going to a government school which is seemingly free here in Nigeria, although they have other stipends they pay. But like, this girl had to trek to school on an empty stomach. She will return from school with an empty stomach, and this continued on and on and on, that I had to step in one way or the other to help her, so that her life can be better. But really, did I really solve that problem? I did not solve a problem, because what can I only do? Because I'm still trying to get, or will I say, find balance with my life. And there was a girl who had to take care of herself, and her dad did not only have her because she's the firstborn. She had 4 other siblings, and that means she had to be a mother, because they lost their mom at a very tender age. She has to be a mother to 4 other siblings, and provide for them, care for them, bathe for them, still be a student. The question I just kept asking, that when will this girl be privileged to be a child? And even beyond that, when will she be able to make, enjoy the gifts and the benefit of quality education? I don't think she's going to enjoy that. Even right now, I know the girl, I don't think she's enjoying it, because she had to resort into this girl-child marriage of a thing. Let's continue. Yes, we know education opens the door. But what about situations where, when there is education and opportunity that is meant to follow do not follow along the line, then there is also a problem. There are other deeper roots to this issue. Poverty. There is the poverty gap. When families marry off their child or their girl child because they are poor, because they're not financially capable, they marry off their child because of economic pressure. In some instances, because they are trying to cushion the effect, because they know that, there is one less mouth to feed. And when there is one less mouth to feed, it means the family economy is better. Or, begin to see the bride price or dowry as a means of survival, not even greed. Yes, some people do not see the bride price as a means of greed, or them saying that, that they are giving out to many girls. No, to some it's a means of survival, so they can take care of the other siblings, or so that they can take care of the brothers, the sisters, or even them as themselves as parents. Although that is selfish, but in some instances, not because they are greedy. Another reason why we keep, let us look at other deep problems or deeper problems. It's cultural norms. I know we cannot overflag this. Cultural norms, especially here in Africa, as regards to ending girl child marriage. Oh no, we have to hold the bull by the horn, because it's a very big issue. It's a really big issue. We need to start sensitizing communities on this early girl child marriage, because really, like I said, child marriage is not child marriage. Child marriage is girl child marriage. How many of you can prove to me that a boy child that was married up to a 50-year-old woman or an 80-year-old woman? Have you seen instances like that? No, because that is a taboo. But when the older man sees a younger girl, it is not a taboo. We need to come and sit down and have this conversation really together. Even beyond even watching this video, we need to discuss this in open group conversations, in our local churches, in our local mosques, in our streets, in our communities, among the landlords, among other people that in a way contribute to this problem. We need to discuss this problem so that we can all, in one way or in one language, provide solution to this problem. Girl voices are silenced in decision making. When you say, "Oh, I do not want to hear her voice," or she's a woman should not talk on issues like this. A woman should keep silence when the men are talking. When they're trying to make important decisions, her voice is not meant to be heard. Really? That's a problem. We have raised a lot of misogynists. And thank God, I'm very grateful for a lot of women these days that are trying to speak up for themselves, trying to fight for the right of other women. Like I boldly say, I'm a feminist. I support women's rights, although I don't support women's wrong. But I support women's rights. So if you say a woman needs support in these aspects, count me in. I'm going to support, I'm going to fight for, I'm going to cheer her on, because a woman's win is my win. A woman's win is my win. What happens when we ignore the boys? Because the boys are also contributory factor to this, and we just keep telling the boys, "Oh, be a man." Men are not really involved in conversations like this. We pull this conversation on the girls. We just cut the girls' education off. Gender selection is a problem. Men preference is a problem, or male preference is actually a problem. When you see, I was watching a video on TikTok where a girl was saying that her mom has 2 boys and 2 girls, and her mom keeps telling the girl child that she does not have enough boys. So anytime they want to take public transport, her mom will say her girls and her boys cannot be in the same vehicle, because she feels that she does not have enough boy child, and she has equal boys and equal girls. And the girl just said that she just did not understand it. And mom is a problem even to them as girls in their house. And that is why we need women, older women, young boys, older men, in this kind of conversations, letting them know that women are to be respected, women are to be seen, women are to be respected in their own rights, and understand that, when girls are educated, it's also helping them and helping their own future. We must educate the boys about equality. We must educate the boys about respect and about responsibilities. Because if they are responsible enough, they will know that we're not supposed to be engaging in this. We're supposed to, amplify our voices when she's being forced to marry a older man, or when she's being put in a marriage that she doesn't want to. You as a boy shall be like, "No, my sister is going to school. If my sister is not going to school, I'm not going to school." Then that will be that you are contributing your own voice in making this our society a better place. So lastly, we're going to be talking about empowerment beyond classroom, because really it should go beyond classroom. We need economic empowerment where, there's skills acquisition for the girls, for women, for parents, because if parents are financially capable, they won't let their child go and marry an older man. They won't be collecting bride price as a means of survival. Rather, they will even sanction and insult that other person for bringing that kind of disgrace or distortful thoughts to them. And when families are also economically stable, they make better choices. They make better choices. They make rational choices, and that cannot be overflagged. It cannot be overflagged. And for community engagement, we need to sensitize parents, NGOs, individuals in religious society, in our homes. We need to sensitize parents, we need to sensitize the leaders across various boards. We need to sensitize everybody, because it's a collaborative work. It's not one person work. And for policies, we need to revisit our policies and our laws in this Nigeria. We need to revisit our policies. I am appreciative of the latest policy that was put in place, where they say, "Oh, if anybody, assault or sleep with a child that is not mature, the person will face like imprisonment." But I need us to come and revisit what we term maturity, because really, the same another law or another right also says that when a girl is married, she's mature. But really, the girl under the age of 18, even an 18-year-old child, so is she really mature? But let us leave that one. But if a girl is 12, is she mature to make a decision as regards to marriage? So that means when a girl is married, she's mature. So we begin to have more child giving birth to children. So when you have a child give birth to a child, we keep having children as adults in this society. Then we are feeding bigger problems, because we're going to deal with complex issues in matter of months and years to come. I'll leave us with these thoughts, that we should imagine a world where every girl child gets education, where every girl child has a choice, and her choice is seen, her choice is respected, and her voice is heard in every part of the world, where parents don't have to choose between food on the table and giving up their daughter's freedom, where every parent knows that, yes, my child can be educated, and my child can also have a better desire for the kind of life she wants to see for herself and for her future. So I'm going to say that it's not just the responsibility of NGOs, not just the responsibility of government, not just the responsibility of CSOs. It's our joint responsibility to see what you want as regards to ending girl-child marriage. So I will say, ending girl-child marriage is not a woman's issue. It's not a woman's issue. It's a woman issue. It's our contributory issue. And it begins when every family, every leader, and every young person decides that she deserves more. If you know and you believe that every girl deserves more, that means you have to join this campaign and join this conversation on ending girl-child marriage. If you have enjoyed this video to this point, don't forget to like, share, and make comment down below. I'd like to see your point of view on ending girl-child marriage so that you can see how we can collaboratively or collectively, bring solutions to these problems that you have identified by yourself in our respective communities. So let's play these videos in our halls, in our hostels, among our friends. Let's bring this conversation up till we see the end to the problem. Let's keep digging it. I'll see you guys in the next one.